Hey Team Kubwa, welcome. We have a chat regarding transitioning from UK registered nurse to New Zealand registered nurse or Australian registered nurse. This is usually a process that entails different portions of document presentation, self-attestation, and various applications regarding the registration in New Zealand. Then you can easily transition to an Australian registered nurse. So I'll take you through step by step. It has different categorizations, so we can do this one in two parts. The first bit will entail different categories, and I'll take you bit by bit of what is expected of you as an applicant. And I'm doing so with regards with consideration that you are a registered nurse in the UK and currently practicing with an MC, which will easily give you a leeway to practice in New Zealand. Now, the process commences with the registration to the CGFNS account international, and this just go to your search engine, get to CGFNS, and it will give you like a registration stuff where you just need to put your name, email address, your passport number, your date of birth and phone number. Then you will have an account upon verifying your email. Now, after having an account, CGFNS account, and this CGFNS England, because there's also CGFNS processing for US, so you'd go for the New Zealand way. Then now, after having CGFNS New Zealand, International New Zealand account, then now you will have a profile. So this application will come in two specific, like three categories. So the initial category is where you will fill in all your details. And under these categories, there are different areas that you need to fill, what will at the end turn out to be your profile. So there's the personal information where you will pop in your personal details, right from your names, titles, languages you speak, date of birth, and gender, and things of that kind. Then there's also your contact information. Most preferably use your personal email, because if you use work email, just in case you change, all these will have to shift. So put all your details, put your current address, because all these will impact you later on when you need to verify them. So put exactly where you live, your email address and phone number and things of that kind. Then there's the bit of identity documents. So for the identity documents, I would prefer you use your international passport because that's general. But the second one is more important. Use your residency permit. That's the BRP card. Because besides being an identity document, it will show your current residency, and it will also show the country where you are currently practicing as a nurse. And that will come handy later on when you need to prove where you've been practicing upon your registration. Then there's the bit of your education history. You will start popping your history right from primary education, secondary education, and tertiary level. Be very precise with those dates, note them down, because later on they will also come up. Particularly they will like the tertiary, they will be more interested in the tertiary one, particularly where you did your nursing, but also the primary, be it primary, secondary, and the university or campus will still pop in there. Just be precise with their dates so that nothing finds you off guard. And also it's good to include all areas that you've studied, because the years of experience and also the levels of training in one way or the other will impact your employment in terms of salary and all that. So you want all that captured. I'm very certain of that. Then there's also the employment history. One key thing about the employment history, start from the recent, capture all the areas you've worked since you qualified as a nurse. one thing that you need to be aware of, that later on you will be required to get references from all these areas. So as you do that, be with that one in mind, so that you are very sure of where you are going to get all your references and also where you practiced. At the same time, it's also key to note the exact dates of those movements in terms of changing jobs, because any gaps in between your employment may also need some explanation. So be handy in terms of capturing your dates and things of that kind. Then there is the bit of licensure. So you've done your high school, you've done your campus. Now you get your registration. So the registration from your country of origin, that's with the nursing council there. Pop all those details, your registration number, when you got licensed and things of that kind. Also the country where you're practicing now, like here we do NMC, so they will require like is it the statement of entry and your PIN number and things of that kind. When did you qualify? Pop all those details there. Then there will be the aspect of language proficiency. Now during the process of registration to the NMC, there is the bit of either OET or IELTS. Provided you've ever done either of those test exams, you will be eligible to use them even if they have expired, because it will just show that at one given point, you managed to do the English exam and you excelled. So later on, that will also come, because you will need to give like an evidence of such examination, and any other information or any advanced education will also be added there. Now, after adding all this information under your profile, definitely you will have like a session to verify all of them, and I would recommend that you go through bit by bit, including spellings of your name, because after this stage you will pay amount for this document and credential verification. And once you paid, whatever you fed in your profile is what they will generate, and now they will be seeking evidence from you to prove the bit that you did. So that will be like the second part. The first part being the creation of account, second part being filling of this profile. So be very handy while filling this profile, and ensure all the documentation are accurate and you capture all that you wanted to do in terms of filling your profile. Now, after all this, you will pay for the credential and document verification. It's $300 Australian dollars on New Zealand dollars, and once you've paid that amount, all that information CGFNS will generate a summary of that information. Then now they will request you to now verify bit by bit. Now the verification comes in about 5. It has changed a little bit compared to the time some earlier time. Right now you will have the identity verification. So you will verify the two forms of identity you've given, that is your passport and your residency permit. I would recommend you just use the two, unlike the use of birth certificate, because as I said earlier on, the BRP will be very handy in showing where you live and where you are practicing now. Now, these two documents need to be notarized before being uploaded, now to show that that's the real you. So you can do your notarization in the post office. It's very easy, like here in the UK. Take the CGFNS will have a form for you to fill, and the part that need to be filled by the notarizing officer. So you will print that form. Also make a copy of the document, like a photocopy of your passport, a photocopy of your BRP card, both sides, and take this one with you. After signing your side, take them with you to the post office or notarizing officer. It could be a lawyer. Anywhere you can get those services, but I'm very sure it's very cheap in the post office, something like £8 or even less, or around 10, something of that sort. Get these two documents notarized. Then you will again scan them and send them back to the CGFNS. Now, scanning, just do it with your phone. You can use Cam Scanner. It scans and give you a PDF form. Then you are able to upload that one directly to your CGFNS. So you upload both the statement given by the notarizing officer and also the document itself to show that that's actually what you uploaded, because initially while filling your profile, you're just filling the name as they appear, the number and the expiry date. But now you will be uploading the photo and the numbers they can use to verify that the information you provided earlier on is exactly what is on the ground. Then, so that one works for the identity documents. You will do that one for the BRP card, and you will do that one also for your international passport. Then there's the bit of employment, which has changed now. Initially, you used to have a form, or those who created accounts earlier on, you'd have a form that you take to the HR and fill and all that. Right now, you just fill the areas that you've worked and the estimate hours that you've done, then attestify. Attestation is just to say that the information that I've provided is correct and reflects the true picture in my practice. So you'll just self-attestify. So you will do this one for all the areas that you've ever worked. So if you've worked in 3 or 4 places, you will put bit by bit for all those areas. Now, then there is the bit now of the education. The education bit is also entails now the self-attestation, whereby you will say you will state the period you studied, the number of hours for different parts of elements that they are looking for in terms of practice hours or educational hours. Then you upload your transcript. You just scan your transcripts and upload them. Then attestify that what you've just provided is a correct information and can be depended on. One can depend on while checking all your information. So that's the education bit. Then there's also now the licensure bit. So for the immediate licensing body, which is NMC, it's very easy. You will just log into your NMC online account, then go under my registration, and under your registration there's the bit of requesting a certificate of current professional status right below under your registration. Then put all the details of where you want this information to go. CGFNS England, CGFNS New Zealand, select the country, then give them the authorization to send them all your details and your status of practice. Within a short time, all that information will go to CGFNS and it will be updated on your portal. So that's very easy. The other bit is also your original body of licensure. So like the nursing council in your country of origin. So that one, you will also have, you can have a form, get that it filled online, and they will send all that information to CGFNS New Zealand, and that one will also get updated in the system. Then there's the bit of language proficiency. So as I said earlier, you can use your IELTS, you can use your OET results, even if it expired. It's just to show that you've ever done this exam and you pass. So in this case, you will also seek for what we call a waiver. So you just you will get a link on your portal where you will click and request for a waiver. You will include all the details where you sat for the exam, when was the result, and things of that kind, and upload that certificate which is expired. Then they will request you to send an email to your British Council exam, British Council that did your IELTS exam, or if it is OET, and request them that they be generous or kind to share their information with the CGFNS New Zealand. Upon that one, it will depend on the time that CGFNS New Zealand get this information. Now, after you've uploaded all these, then you just do watchful waiting. It might take a while, but it's worth waiting. So they will approve these things bit by bit, and you will only know them by checking the percentage. So you will normally wake up and check like what percentage of documents have been verified. It will run from 13%, 26, 37, all the way up to 100%. So when it gets to 100%, it means that the information you filled in your profile bit has been verified to be correct for them to like say that all the documentation you provided are genuine and truly reflects what you had been saying earlier on. With that one, they will give you the next go ahead now to apply for registration in New Zealand, and that's the bit that we'll do next time. Thank you so much, and check for the next video that will explain what you need exactly to do upon receiving this 100% verification from CGFNS for CGFNS New Zealand. Thank you so much, and wish you all the best as you do various stuff, and just watch out for the upcoming videos. Bye. Take care now. Bye.